I got a 50% view of it. They were either military or they weren't. I think that's the best answer. They didn't look like military. Yeah, look, ever since I can remember, I wanted to fly. And I used to dream about flying. You know, sometimes I wonder, people laugh, but I wonder if I was a bird in a previous life, because I love flying and I can make this bird call so perfectly. So, you know, maybe if it's possible, maybe I was. All right, guys, I'm about to do a cameo for some people in the UK. Hey, Greg, Mark the Magpie Man. I hear you're a big fan. Oh, hang on, fuck me, something happened. Guess what? Your wife, Anna, has sent you this, this cameo for your birthday. There you go. Happy birthday, Greg. So what do you want me to say again?
So my name's Mark Muscat.
Yeah.
Just to me. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I've been a pilot for 32 years, but you guys probably know me as the Magpie.
All right. G'day, guys. My name's Mark Muscat. I've been a pilot since 1980, which is 41 years. And I'm also the Magpie Man. Yeah, it's funny. I was in lockdown, like a lot of us, at home. I was watching Instagram, and John Travolta come up. And he said, my son has changed his TikTok name to Ben_Travolta, blah, blah. And I thought, what's TikTok? So I Googled it, I joined it. So then I thought, okay, what can I do that's different? And I thought, I'll do the magpie call. And I held the phone up and I went, I talk to magpies. And next minute, my nephew's ringing me saying I'm on Brown Cardigan, and I'm going, what's that? Which is a big meme site. All the radio stations start ringing me, TV, you name it.
Yeah, I just like being away from, like there's no speed cameras, there's no traffic lights, there's no nothing. All there is freedom. And it's like being a bird, like being a magpie. You know, this is what they see. And they don't have to make radio calls, they don't have to do anything.
Yeah, in 1980, I got my private pilot's licence, and I got a job eventually in Kakadu National Park. I was a guy 45 years old, working with 21-year-old kids. It was fun. The feeling of when the wheels get off the ground and you're floating on air is just like being on a magic carpet. It's so exciting, and you're in control. You're in your life is in your hands, and it's a very dangerous thing to fly if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, look, one night, it was a beautiful night, and I was flying. I had a German girl called Gabrielle, a backpacker, sitting next to me, and we'd just flown over Adelaide and all the buildings and everything. We're coming back along the coast, and out of my left eye, I saw a light at high speed go from left to right and join a group of lights a long way away.
This went from about the wing right in front of me, about 20 miles in front of me, and it joined a whole heap of other lights, and I thought, oh, that's strange.
And I called the control people at Adelaide Airport, because I was in controlled airspace. I was over Adelaide. And I said, I can see some objects in front of me. Do you have them on radar? Who is it? And they said they see nothing.
The girl looks at me, I look at her, and I go, well, what the hell is that? It was a fair way away. We left it. And then a little bit later, I'm talking a minute later, they were getting closer. And I could see it was a formation. In a horizontal formation, there were 6 orange lights.
As we got a bit closer, I called them again. Now these guys are in a dark room with a radar screen. no windows. I said, look, I've got traffic at 12 o'clock, that means directly in front. 2,000 feet coming towards me, request vectors. A guy comes back to me and says, no traffic. Then he come back to, he must have been thinking about it. He said, look, I'm going to call the control tower, which has got big windows, and see if they can see anything. I'm flying straight past Adelaide Airport, coming towards these lights. He got back to me about a minute later. He said, look, the guys in the control tower can see you, but they can't see anything else. And we thought that was strange because these lights are getting closer. They're in formation, horizontal, coming towards, a little bit of a bobbing. I'm thinking, is that missiles? Basically, I set myself up ready to impact these flying things or manoeuvre around them at the last minute. And in preparation, I decided to put my landing light on. And instead of putting the landing light on, I hit the switch that turned the lights off.
But the objects could still see me because as we got close and I grabbed hold of the controls, they formed a formation. They went from a horizontal, they went out, three there, and I flew straight through them.
And they flew by, and the lights of the city, they darkened, even though they were glowing. And on the left where the sea was, it was so bright, it lit my face up. And they were only where that wall is from the wing, so close. And then they disappeared. I called the Weather Bureau, and they actually directed me to a guy called Colin Norris, who was a phenomena expert. I rang him and I said, look, I'm sorry to ring so late, because by this time it's 11 o'clock at night. I said, I've just had an encounter with foreign objects in the air. And he said, stop. He said, my phone has not stopped ringing. It's been going, hundreds of people are ringing me saying they saw a plane disappear into a formation of an aeroplane, flying objects. It didn't disappear, I turned the lights off. So that's funny, the tower didn't see it, the controller couldn't see it on radar, yet hundreds of people, police, families, whatever, saw it all from the ground. I've got the original newspaper clipping. We talk about my close encounter of a strange kind, and clearly there is more to be done as countless people see things and wonder what they are. So yeah, that's me. I was 37 years old back then, and I drew a bit of a mud map to show where it was. It was over Semaphore actually. It was pretty much over the jetty when we passed, and we're in relation to Adelaide Airport and the Lefevre Peninsula. So all that's there, and as I said, a bit of Tony Modra from the Crows back there when he was only a young fella. This was a magazine. I feature sort of towards the back there, but they're talking to politicians and various other things because they regarded me as a special South Australian. These were reports that Colin Norris sent out to people that rang him. They just said, you know, after the light aircraft had passed, the objects moved off slowly in formation towards the east and then disappeared. And I stood in the backyard alone for a few minutes, almost transfixed, before getting excited and then calling my fiancée to come and see. The authorities, they wanted to know if I saw the registration on the aircraft, which I thought was a bit silly. You know, at night, even if it was an aeroplane, you wouldn't see the registration. So it was pretty much just pushed aside. Yeah, too hard. Oh yeah, in any other case, if it was two people that witnessed the murder and hundreds of other people, the case is closed. And in my case, they didn't want to know about it. You'd be surprised who wanted to fly with me. Celebrities, big A-grade celebrities. I started getting invited to their homes to talk about it. This is something money can't buy. And they couldn't buy me because I said, I'm not going up. But I'll come to your house, I'll eat your prawns, your crayfish, and I'll tell you the story. So yes, there was lots of people wanted to know about it. Yeah. As I told you, I never ever flew at night again. That was the last flight I ever did. It changed my career. I wanted to be an airline pilot, and you can't be an airline pilot if you don't fly at night. And I didn't want to go through that scary moment again. it went big, you know, like it was a major close encounter, it was called. The air traffic controller realised that he and I went to school together. And he approached my sister and told her that he actually saw them, but they weren't sure what they were on the radar, so they don't normally talk about it. I believe that there's a good chance they were military, or I got a 50% view of it. They were either military or they weren't. I think that's the best answer. They didn't look like military. But every June, I go outside and I look at the sky and I go, wonder what that was. Are they coming back? You know, like I said, money can't buy whatever they were. It was a great experience, even though frightening.